Good morning, dear students, and welcome back to this chemistry online class. And today we are going to discuss that study of compounds, that is hydrogen chloride. And this study of compound consisting of four different topics, that is hydrogen chloride, ammonia, nitric acid, and sulfuric acid. And today we are going to discuss that study of compounds, that is hydrogen chloride. As we know that this hydrogen chloride is also that is in both, that means as a gas and as a acids. As we know that hydrogen chloride gas and hydrochloric acids. So first we discuss that hydrogen chloride gas. So let's see. First we discuss that structure and function of hydrogen chloride. In both the case, the formula of hydrogen chloride, that means in gas as well as in acids, the formula is HCl. So let's see. Here you can find out that the structure of hydrogen chloride, that means see, the formula of hydrogen chloride is HCl. So that the molecular weight of hydrogen chloride is 36.5, because the atomic weight of hydrogen is 1 and the atomic weight of chlorine is 35.5. So the molecular weight of hydrogen chloride 36.5. And also you know that hydrogen chloride is a covalent bond. Okay. Why? Because the why that hydrogen chloride is a covalent bond? Already we know that that means see what they form a, the bond is formed by sharing of electrons in between them. Okay, that means so it is known as what, covalent bond. But we know that hydrogen chloride is a polar covalent compound. Why it is a polar covalent compound? Because as we know that chlorine is a what, highly electronegative element. So the said pair of electrons attracted towards more, that means towards the chlorine. Okay, so it forms a delta minus charge, because the said pair of electrons what, it will be attracted more towards that electrons, and here what happen at H, it will form that delta plus. Okay, so the bond is formed by sharing of electrons and they form a pole, so that this is known as what, polar covalent compound. Okay. Next, we will discuss that what are the general preparation of hydrogen chloride gas. Okay, so the first is that hydrogen chloride will be formed by direct combination or synthesis reaction. Okay, that means when hydrogen, you can see from here, when hydrogen react with chlorine in the presence of a diffuse sunlight, then we produce that what, hydrogen chloride gas. And remember here, at that direct sunlight or in that dark, we cannot prepare that hydrogen chloride. That means H2 plus Cl2. In the presence of diffuse sunlight, we have prepared that hydrogen chloride. And the next one is when an metallic chloride, okay, react with concentrated sulfuric acid, then also we prepare that what, metallic, that means that hydrogen chloride gas. Okay, that means by heating metallic chloride with concentrated sulfuric acid. For example, you take that sodium chloride, because sodium chloride is very cheaper. Okay, so when sodium chloride will be react with concentrated sulfuric acid, it produce that sodium hydrogen sulfate. In some cases, it produce sodium sulfate plus hydrogen chloride gas. So, but when that condition, that means the temperature is less than 200 degrees Celsius, okay, then it produce what, sodium hydrogen sulfate. But when the temperature is more than 200 degrees Celsius, then it produces sodium sulfate plus hydrogen chloride gas. Okay. And the next one also you can take that copper chloride, okay, CuCl2. When it react with the concentrated sulfuric acid, it produces what, copper sulfate plus hydrogen chloride gas. Okay. So these are the two methods we have to prepare that hydrogen chloride gas. Now we have discussed that what is the laboratory preparation of hydrogen chloride gas. See here, this is the figure, the stuff, that means the apparatus we are using to prepare that hydrogen chloride gas in the laboratory. And what are the reactant we have taken? See here, that is sodium chloride plus concentrated sulfuric acid. See here, first we will take that the flask which is fixed with a stopper cork, That means it has two holes. One is fitted with a pistol funnel and the other hole is fitted with the delivery tube, which is connected with that washer bottle. Okay. Here you can see that in the washer bottle also two stopper are there with the hole. One delivery tube is connected with the flask and other delivery tube is connected with that gas jar. And in the washer bottle, it contains that concentrated sulfuric acid, which is act like as a drying agent. Okay. Then see, first what you will do, you will be take some sodium chloride in the flask, and after that you have to add concentrated sulfuric acid dropwise. When they will be react with each other, they produce that what? Hydrogen chloride gas. So when effervescence takes place, it passes through the delivery tube and enter into the washer bottle. Here the concentrated sulfuric acid absorbs the moisture which was present with the hydrogen chloride. Okay. So when it will be absorbed, it will be converted into dry hydrogen chloride. And this will passes through the delivery tube and enter into that gas jar. As we know that hydrogen chloride gas will be heavier than from that air. So what happens? It will be go downward through the delivery tube. Okay. So we have to collect it by upward displacement of air. Because of what? That hydrogen chloride is heavier than air. So we have to collect that hydrogen chloride gas by upward displacement of air. Okay. Here question is that in which method we have to collect that hydrogen chloride gas? The answer is upward displacement of air. Because why? Because the hydrogen chloride is 1.28 times heavier than air. So it will be pushed downwards through the delivery tube. Okay. And the air will be upward. So we have to collect that hydrogen chloride gas by upward displacement of air. So here question is, why you are using that concentrated sulfuric acid as a drying agent? Because that other drying agent like phosphorus pentoxide, calcium oxide, but they are highly react with that hydrogen chloride. So we can't collect that hydrogen chloride gas. So we will take that what? Concentrated sulfuric acid to collect that hydrogen chloride gas easily. And the next question is, why will we use that sodium chloride is as a metal? Because metallic chloride, that means it is cheaper from the other metallic chloride. So in this way you have to collect that hydrogen chloride gas in the laboratory. So what are the reactants you have taken? That is sodium chloride plus concentrated sulfuric acid. So after collection this gas, how will you identify this gas is hydrogen chloride gas? See, as we know that when ammonium hydroxide will be contact with that hydrogen chloride, it will produce that white fumes of ammonium chloride. So we have to dip a glass rod with ammonium hydroxide and come closer to that this full gas jar of hydrogen chloride. Then you have to find that on the top of that glass rod some white fumes of ammonium chloride will be produced. So this indicates that this gas is hydrogen chloride gas. So in this way we have to identify that hydrogen chloride gas. So hydrogen chloride gas will be collected by upward displacement of air. Okay, because it is heavier than from the air. And the reactants we are taken in the preparation of laboratory is what? Concentrated sulfuric acid plus sodium chloride. Okay, and the drying agent we are using to collect that hydrogen gas is, or to purify the hydrogen chloride gas is, that is concentrated sulfuric acid. Okay, so now we have to discuss that what are the physical properties of hydrogen chloride gas. Okay, so that the color of that hydrogen chloride, it is colorless, it is that pungent, that is choking smell. Okay, and it is that is acidic in nature, and it is corrosive in nature. Okay, and its density as we know that hydrogen chloride gas is heavier than air, and its a solubility means it is highly soluble in the water. Okay, and as we know that this hydrogen chloride gas is heavier than air, so it will be that means it due to the presence of this hydrogen chloride gas, that fire will be extinguished. Okay, and that means it is not supported to that combustion. And next one is, as we know that that hydrogen chloride gas is highly soluble in water. Okay, so we have to see that how that hydrogen chloride gas is highly soluble in water. Let's see that fountain experiment, okay, to prove that hydrogen chloride is highly soluble in water. Okay, so here see, it is contained this one round bottom flask and a beaker. Okay, and the round bottom flask is fitted with a cork, that stopper, that it has two hole. Okay, and one is fitted with that dropper, and other one, the jet tube is connected with that other holes, which is enter into that blue litmus solution. In the beaker you are taking that blue litmus solution. So let's see how the experiment will be done. You will taken that here in the beaker you have taken what? Blue litmus solution. Okay, and in the dropper some water is there, and in the round bottom flask here you have taken that hydrogen chloride gas. So after that, when you will be press that dropper, okay, what happen? It will be, the water will be passes through into that round bottom flask. And when it will be passes through that round bottom flask, the hydrogen chloride will be dissolved inside the water. That means that the outer side pressure will be now more. As a result, what happen? This blue litmus solution will be enter through the that is jet tube, okay, and enter into that water round bottom flask through the jet tubes. So when that blue litmus solution will be enter into that hydrogen chloride gas, and due to that highly soluble in nature, what happen? A red fountain will be formed inside the round bottom flask, as we shown in the figure. You can find out, see here. Why? So this proves that hydrogen chloride will be highly soluble in that, highly soluble in nature. Okay. The next one is we have to discuss that what are the chemical properties of hydrogen chloride gas. So first is combustibility. As we know that hydrogen chloride is neither a combustible gas or not supported to combustion. The next one is what are the thermal dissociation. Okay, that means at 500 degrees Celsius when hydrogen chloride gas will be dissociates. Okay, that means it will produce H2 plus Cl2. And the next one is with the metals. That means the metals which are present above the hydrogen, okay, that is like sodium, calcium, magnesium, zinc. Okay, this metal when they will be react with hydrogen chloride, they will be produced that their corresponding metallic chloride plus hydrogen gas. Remember that the metal which are present above that hydrogen, okay, that means these metals when react with the hydrogen chloride gas, they produce their respective chloride plus hydrogen gas. For example, magnesium. When magnesium react with hydrogen chloride, Mg plus HCl, okay, what it will produce? Magnesium chloride plus hydrogen gas. Like that, when sodium will be react with hydrogen chloride, it produces that sodium chloride plus hydrogen gas. Okay, and the next is reaction with ammonia. That means when hydrogen chloride gas when react with ammonia, that means it both are that what gas, when they will be react with each other, they produce a solid particle, that is ammonium chloride. So these are that what the chemical properties of hydrogen chloride gas. Okay, combustibility, that is thermal dissociation, and the reaction with metals and reaction with ammonia. So today we are already discussed that what are that structure, okay, and the formation of hydrogen chloride, and that laboratory preparation of hydrogen chloride gas. General preparation means what? The direct combination of the synthesis and the reaction of metallic chloride with concentrated sulfuric acid, and the laboratory preparation of hydrogen chloride gas. And also we discussed that physical and chemical properties of hydrogen chloride gas. And next we have to discuss that hydrochloric acids, okay, as a hydrochloric acids. So with this we have to end this topic. Thank you.